Alma Paraguelos won both of those competitions at the youth level. Aaron, I know you're a massive fan of her and the difference that she's made for the Spanish team.
Yeah, I mean, the obvious quality is her searing pace. Obviously, we've talked about that. But her ability on the ball, her movement off the ball, she seems so mature already as a young player. She instinctively finds those spaces, and you see she's only going to get better. I think every single parent, like if you're a parent, put your kid in track because it's a great base to go from there. You learn how to run properly. Obviously, she's seen success across sports. She's just a phenomenal athlete in general, but her football brain, you can see she's such a smart player. It's not just pace. There are plenty of players that can run as fast as faster than anyone, but you have to pick your times. You have to be. She has the first touch, the quality on the ball. So she has a really, really bright future. She's electric. Every time she gets the ball, it feels like something could happen. So she's a player I love to watch.
She's also played right wing, left wing. And as a 9.
She's a super smart player. That's the thing.
She played in every single place up top. And this is a Spanish squad who's just so deep. We talk a lot about these goal scorers. And one of the players I don't think gets enough love is Herrera, this holding midfielder who, when you're a team that likes to hold the ball and have a metronome and pace to the way you play, you need a 6 who does just that. And Herrera has been that player for Spain consistently. She lets Bonmatí go up a little bit. She lets Hermoso find the pocket, and she sits, and she is going to have a really difficult challenge. Is it going to be Lauren James? Who is Stanway going to push up a little bit? She has to manage the space next to her if she plays in that single pivot, which Spain typically play in. But she has the intelligence, and she's the heartbeat of the center midfield of this Spanish squad. I mean, we could go through every line of players and what they're just a really fun team to watch, and I think we're all really pumped that they made it to the final.
I'm really glad you mentioned Herrera. They said this about Busquets, but I'll say it about her too. Like when you watch the game, you don't see Herrera, but when you watch Herrera, you see the game.
Ooh,
I like that.
Yeah. I can see how they say that about Busquets as well. Now that we've seen him make that move into Inter Miami, and we've seen the passes that he makes that set everybody up for them to be successful. But we were talking about Paraguelos and her coming in 2 matches, the last 2 matches, scoring off the bench. Let's talk about those changes that Jorge Vilda has made and how they've impacted the games.
It's been interesting to watch Spain go through rotation. They varied their starting lineups throughout the group stage, utilizing multiple players, but there's still 6 that have yet to see the field with this side, in the Spanish side. But I like the rotation that Jorge Vilda is doing. You mentioned Salma Paraguelos, excuse me, coming in off the bench. She's the spark that she brings to this Spanish side, and I've been impressed with that. She needs to continue coming off the bench, allow the initial starters to find those pockets, and when you watch as a substitute from the bench, you see the game a little bit differently, and that's probably why we've seen her play all those multiple positions, back to goal, getting in behind. Also, Olga Carmona, she has slotted in, came in the last game. She got the start at left back for Vilda in this last semifinal match. She's come off the bench. She scored a goal in those positions. They've got fresh legs heading into this final.
And it's interesting, do they bring Hernandez back into the back line after the suspension? Do they leave it how it is? Because you get a banger from Carmona coming in as a starter at left back. They shift the back line slightly. I think the big question for Jorge Vilda is this final. Right. Do you start Alexia Putellas, who can be the best player in the world?
No.
Can change the game in a moment, but in the semifinal, I do not think she was effective. I felt like she is still just slightly off. Yeah. And what Hermoso can do in the 10, I think outweighs what Putellas has done. And you can bring in a player like Esther Gonzalez centrally, who has held up the ball, connected lines for a Spanish squad who that's what they want at that 9 position. But that's a big, is this going to be the most challenging decisions for him? Does Putellas start or not?
I don't think she should. I don't think Putellas should start.
I don't either, but it was shocking to me that he started her in the semifinal.
Exactly, but he did pull her off, and that's when the rotation
wasn't happy.
And she was not happy that she got pulled off, but that's when the game changed for Spain, and that's
she
when they
knows
brought
how
on
she's not getting her feet under her the way that we have seen her. She is obviously somebody who has earned all of our respect in her playing, but coming back from an injury is difficult. Sometimes you're not the same player when you come back. Sometimes you need more time to get your feet under you.
It's the weirdest thing because you know what the play is, but you actually can't do it yet. it's like your brain and your body are not connected in the right way when you're coming back from an ACL injury, and that's what it looks like to me. It's like any other time she gets that ball, she's cutting it behind her plant foot, getting out, spinning the other way, and this time it's just a poor touch, and she can't get there.
I hate to say this, but it's kind of like when I play pickup now. You know, my brain is like, I can do something. My body's like, no, you can't. Yeah. But obviously, Alexi Putellas, this is not the end of her. We have not seen the end. I had to say it, you know. As soon as she mentioned that brain-body disconnection, that's all I could think about is me and pickup lately. Woof.